Hello, Easy Robot. Tiny update here. Had a huge algae outbreak. Hair algae was growing about 2 inches long. It completely covered the whole tank in about 3 or 4 days. Um, Experts say that that can happen when you add a new filtration system and a lot of lighting at the same time. So what I had to do is actually pull out every single rock and clean out the tank by hand. And actually scrub it down and get everything out. But you know, it looks like all the fish and enemies and stuff like that are really happy. The only little guy who looks like he might have been affected was this little sea urchin right here. He hasn't really moved for about an hour, so he's not real happy. His brother, though, right there, the red urchin, looks like he's doing pretty good. He's just munching on some glass. If you can see that right there, he got some little teeth there, so he's munching along. And, you know, Puffer, he's not camera shy. He loves being on the camera. Hey, Puffer, how you doing, buddy? Alright, so it was just a tiny update. We're trying to get the filtration system just right. Because it does seem to be getting some air in it at times. See the air that's coming back into the feed. I think we're going to have a controller that, or something from the EZB that will suck out air out of the system and keep bubbles from forming. Bubbles aren't bad for the most part, except for when you have coral, and eventually there will be coral in here. So before I start adding coral, we want to have some way to control that so that we can modify that with EZB and really give some kind of control aspect to it, you know. So we got to make tools, you know, to be able to do this, because no one's really done these kind of things before, the way we're trying to do, to make it, you know, a much more complete system and all together and automated, and be able to monitor itself and things like that, and be able to make changes without having to be home. So it is a challenge. I have 4 enemies right now. They're quite cranky. One of them just completely closed up. That's his brother right there. They both came from the same store. This one is one of the most healthy enemies, and I don't know where he went. He just kind of fell down in this hole somewhere. But so anyways, that's just a little update for the project. Did get the bubble situation in the return line fixed with a tube that's about 3 inches wide that goes from the top above the water all the way down to the bottom, and it has some tiny little holes that are drilled in it. And basically what that does is the bubbles will fight to go up as the water goes down and into the tank. So that fixes the return problems. You'll be able to see that a lot better here. Alright. And this is actually where it comes back in at right now. Okay. You'll see here this is actually help keeps bubbles from just shooting straight down with the flow of the water. And this is an air stone inside. Probably be able to see the air stone if I pull it up enough. And no, I can't even see the bubbles anyway. There's plenty of bubbles that are in there, and the reason why is because after big changes like this, removing all the algae, though it looked horrible and was a nuisance, was also oxygenating the water. So the fish and the enemies loved it. They were pretty much high from it, okay? But as soon as I remove all that, all of a sudden there's less oxygen in the water. So I had to drop the air stone in so that we can control the oxygen level in the water too as well. And I'm going to add about maybe 2 gallons of water to top that off, and that'll prevent these bubbles you're seeing here. Alright, and fortunately I'm going to use an ultrasonic sensor pointing straight down, probably somewhere in the back over here. He'll measure probably every hour. And I'll have a small pump in the bottom they'll be able to top off, you know, up to a gallon or so once a week if it needs it. That way it makes sure it's at the appropriate level, and these bubbles right here don't form. Like I said, again, they're fine for the fish. Fish don't care, they'll play in them. But these little anemones here, not happy about these big bubbles. Like this guy right here, he's right under them, hates them. So I got to do something about that real quick. Alright, I'm going to upload this video for you guys to check out. Everything pretty much looks horrible right now, but all things considered, you should have saw it, you know, an hour ago. It's way better. So I'll give you an update tomorrow. I actually had to clean it with vinegar because you can't use any chemicals, and go from there.